Hello, my name is Monica Wright Rogers, and I'm the General Manager of the Toronto Tempo.
And my name is Sandy Brondello, and I am the head coach of the Toronto Tempo.
First question for Sandy. This is your first expansion draft. What excites you the most, and what's your mindset when looking at the unprotected player list?
A lot of things excite me because we're building a new team. So just strategizing who could be available, what kind of players that we want. We envision being the very first players in Toronto. And we're just hopeful that we'll land some really good players to kick us off.
Absolutely. Love it.
Okay, my question for you is, what should players know about coming to Toronto, and what's your approach to this draft?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I want players to know when entering our market is that this organization is going to treat them really well. We want them to feel like this is family. We want them to feel comfortable and excited about being in this market. And before they even touch a basketball, they will feel that as soon as they land here in Toronto. And then, what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, and what's your approach to this draft?
Okay, for the draft, yeah, I think for the actual draft, our approach is really fluid. It's being adaptable. I think we know that we want to have a great expansion draft. We want to have a great free agency. And so for the actual WNBA draft, we want those players to complement all the first players that we'll sign here in Toronto.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yep. My next question for you. So when you think free agency, what kind of players are you targeting, and why should they want to come here?
Oh, so many reasons why they should come here. It's
question.
Toronto, and this is a great city, and it's new, and it's Canada. There's so many good things here. But when we're targeting players, I think number one, we look at talent, but are they good people? Because culture is so big for us and how we want to grow from the ground up here. Are they selfless? They play the game in the right way as a team, because teamwork makes the dream work. Are they tough? You know, we'll face some adversity. So that's being tough physically and mentally, obviously, kind of helps overcome any kind of obstacles that we will face. You know, hardworking, great attitudes, very coachable. They're the kind of players. And, you know, I think a lot of the WNBA players are like that. So we're excited once the CBA is done to start going to find some tempo players.
Facts. Love it.
Okay, 2B. From a general manager's standpoint, what makes this team world-class, and what's unique about Toronto players? What's unique about Toronto players won't find anywhere else?
Number one, world-class. We are world-class because of the people that are leading it. I think our leadership team is phenomenal, and I don't think any other team would have the combination of people with our work history, background, our accolades and accomplishments, personalities, and skill sets. In this, space, I think it just sets us apart from ownership down. And then what players can be excited about in Toronto, I think our sports market is amazing. And so the fan base is literally so engaged. We saw a lot of that when the Raptors won their championship. We see it with all the other sports teams in this market. And I just think that I can't wait for players to feel that when they're on the court, feel the love, the authentic support that these fans will give them. And it's not just on the court, it's probably as they're walking around the city as well. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, 100%. Very much a sports city.
Yeah, big time. All right, next one for you, Sandy. Since you've been in Toronto, what moments have really made you feel this team is the pinnacle of women's basketball?
I think just the energy of the whole city.
Yeah.
And, the amount of interviews that I need to do of people reaching out. I mean, there's a huge interest in women's sport. And I love that because that's what we're about. We want to empower women, more women's sport. I think WNBA is a real movement at the moment. And we get to showcase that here in Toronto with a fan base that is already passionate. So we can't wait to play in front of our fans. And did I miss anything else on the question?
No, I think you've played all over, you've coached all over. Let's not forget, you've played in Australia, you've played here in the W, overseas in Europe, you've coached in Russia, you've coached all over the world. And I think it's so good to have your perspective on this because you've seen all of it. You've seen it all. And so for you expressing that means a lot, because you've been in markets where you probably get, your own market.
Yeah.
You get a lot of interviews, you get a lot of coverage, but to know that this has been the most overwhelming amount of support and love it's good to know. And I think it's good for our players to know that too.
And it's been fun, and the media is so, it's easy because they're not trying to create these big stories. They're very authentic and real. They want to know what you're about. They want to know what the player's about. And you talked about world-class organisation. This is, we've got great ownership, and we've got the experience of obviously both of us and the people below us, and that's exciting. So that's why we can't wait to get started.
Me too. My turn.
Okay. I have to make sure. For you, which experiences stand out that show Toronto is the right place to build this team?
That's a good question. I do remember when I was thinking about taking the job, the experience of being in another country, but a country where women's basketball is growing exponentially. You look at the NBA and how there's so many Canadians in the NBA now, as well as a league MVP, but it started out with smaller scale. And then you had the Raptors and their success, and it just grew exponentially. And so I think just knowing that we are in such a pivotal place in women's basketball history in Canada is everything. And I think that I really am excited about that. And I didn't even answer the question, but I'm going off script.
It's okay. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But I think that's important to note, is that this is a chance for us to represent an entire country's generation of women's basketball fans and grow it, so that we can, be a part of that history and solidify ourselves in history. And like I said, our players are going to be, these first players we sign, they're going to be a part of that. They're going to be the firsts. And you think about who were the first for the Raptors. Was it like Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and even players that haven't played here in forever come back, and it's like home for them, and you will hear them say that. So I'm so excited for our players to experience that, because I think it's relevant for legacy.
Yeah, 100%. And it's special, isn't it? Because it is in a different country, and we've got this great opportunity ahead of us, and wow. Yeah.
I can't wait to go to Vancouver and eat seafood and sushi. Excited for that.
Okay, my question, how are you thinking about balancing performance on the court while building the culture off it?
That's a great question, and I think I was supposed to go next, but it's all good.
I'll go.
No.
You were going so well. I want to ask you again.
Going. That's we all struggle with that. That's a hard question in general for everyone. For us, I have no doubt that the players and professionals that are a part of this organization are pushing themselves to the highest standard every single day. And so I feel like our job is to create environments where they can thrive and remove obstacles.
Correct.
And so I don't feel like we have to really balance it. I just feel like we have to support the environment in which they perform and ensure that they can do it every day consistently.
Yeah.
And so it's not really a balance thing. I think it's just an execution thing. It's a feel, knowing your personnel, knowing the people that you have, that you're charged with supporting. And I think it's simple. And we deliberately go after people that we know are self-starters, want to win. Yeah. And that's on and off the court. Like we deliberately go after those people so that we don't have to really put our efforts into balancing that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But I mean, if I can add to that, it's not even the balancing thing, is it? Because we talk about, culture as the culture is the foundation when they come in. It's the relationships. You get to know each other on a deeper level. Because I always say if you're close off the court, it's going to help your performances on the court. 100%. So it's being very intentional, spending time on that area and growing it. And something, I've done it a lot, and we've had so many experiences as a player and as a coach that we can, we know how we want to build this team. But we want the players to enjoy the journey and to handle hard well.
Yeah. And you have such a great feel for that. Like even just like watching you with your staff, it's like, man, like your pulse is just so strong on what people need to feel supported. Yeah. So
I'll let you ask the two questions now.
I'm going to go 2 questions. Okay. First one, looking ahead, what's your overall outlook for our first season, both on and off the court?
Well, that's a great question too. So many
Yeah.
unknowns, isn't it? Because we have no players.
Yeah.
You know, I have a vision. My staff will have a vision of how we want to play, which is, you know, attractive. Like the fans will love it. You know, we want to play gritty. We want to play hard. We want to play selfless. But it's also putting players in the right spots so that they can excel. Because we want to get them. It's our goal is to make sure that each and every one of them are becoming better basketball players,
right.
and providing them with everything that they need to get there. And so individually, if we all improve, we're going to be a really special team. You know, like obviously winning, I love to win, but we know it's a process. It's more about, are we getting better day in, day out? Now, the hardest thing for an expansion team, and I've been a part of 2 expansion teams as a player, is you got 12 new players coming in together. We have a very short training camp, but that's fun for me because very intentional with, okay, what do we need? How are we going to build this team up? But still give them the freedom to be who they are.
Yep.
Obviously, around the structure of how we want to play. But defensively, that's a non-negotiable. We want to be tough. You know, we want those tough, gritty players, and you know, good size, but you know, getting 2 feet into the paint. But you know, be the best team that we can be and learn from all the different experiences, good and bad, and continue to move forward. Our goal is to make sure we're better than the day before.
Yeah. Mic drop. Love it. I told you, every time I talk to her, she makes me want to play. Next question. If you had to sum up your feelings about our first season in one word, what would it be?
Well, so many words.
I know.
Oh, I mean, right now it's just excitement.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's excitement of, you know, this is a new, you know, the expansion. It's a Canadian team.
Yeah.
You know, it's excitement of doing something for the first time in Canada and bringing WNBA to Toronto and adding more eyes onto this great game of ours and getting to these players' household names. So I just think just excitement for the city to get to see the best players in the world 100%. And to build a team from scratch and to build the culture and the legacy that we've spoken about. You know, when we came together, what do we want to make sure that we're valuing?
And I think one word that I like for the team first season is first.
First, very good.
It's like we're going to feel like there's going to be so many firsts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're going to have all these individual firsts.
Yes.
Let's have a team firsts. Let's have
Love
many
it.
of those.
Love it.
So first.
And that's special to be, you know, to be the first. And
I like being first.
I like being first too. Let's create some history here. Let's go. No, that's exciting. My turn now, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, we're back in it. Your one word to capture how you feel about the journey ahead. Now, you just said that.
I just said it. There we go.
She took that question here.
You.
Should I ask the second one or let it go back to her?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to move on because she's already answered it. Why do you think having league-specific background experiences gives us a real edge compared to NBA or NCAA backgrounds?
Great question. I think I always say this, but our league is so nuanced. When I first got here, when I was a player and I first got to the W, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just so different from college. And it's because we are so unique. There's so many different types of women with so many different types of backgrounds, but we find a way to be one on that court. And even off the court, is just something different about grown women and us being sisters and figuring out certain things about each other's lives and being a part of those lives.
Yeah.
There's so many stories we have, I'm sure, funny ones, some sad ones, but you know, it's cheesy, but it's so similar to that movie, A League of Their Own, where you just don't, those are moments that you will never, that they shape you as a human.
Yeah.
That you share with these women, these teammates, because you're accomplishing something so fragile.
Yeah.
You know, and so our league is just, it's inclusive, it's diverse, it's competitive, it touches so many aspects of the community. So it's different than any other league.
Yeah.
And our background as players in this league literally shapes how we lead an organization because we know what it did for us.
Correct.
And so we wanted to do that for the players that are able to be our first.
Yeah. You would say impactful. I mean, because
100%.
how impactful we.
Yeah.
It does. It does. We're role models as well, and we're fierce competitors. And
who would have thought a girl from Northern Australia,
sugarcane farmers,
farm
daughter,
girl from DMV suburbs, grew up as a tomboy.
That's me too.
Come together and the league just brings those stories together beautifully,
Yeah.
and no one even cares where we came from because we were in that league.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what I like about, and that's I think it's special. We all come from, it's a global game.
Correct.
And we're all in one spot. That doesn't matter. Like, it's a team, and it's a sisterhood, and that really I love that part of it, because as a player, like, what I miss, yes, I love playing basketball.
Yeah.
Couldn't play it forever, but when I retired, it was the camaraderie that you missed. Yes, the competition.
Yeah.
But they're lifelong friends, and it's the sisterhood. I think that's so important. That kind of separates us. And when they see each other, especially now, everyone plays with everyone in all different leagues, and it's fun to see. But we can still go out there and be fierce competitors.
And it's so funny. Like, I can text any of my teammates I probably haven't talked to in a while, but like, it's just these weird little jokes that if you text them, they know exactly what you're talking about, and it's so horrible. And people will be like, "You guys are weird," but it's just, you would never forget it. And it could be 2 years can go by, and I can text that to someone, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I remember that."
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, I've played when I signed on here in Toronto. Obviously, I played against the Canadian national team a lot, and I played in Germany, where a lot of Canadians played.
Yes.
So I had so many, we just competitors, but reaching out, because it's a big community.
Huge,
and it's a small world, really, when you think about it. And that's what I love, the connections. It doesn't matter, 20 years.
Right.
Yes, come on over, let's go.
And I love that Canada's international too, because you said it's a global game, and we all remember, like, that first time you were like, "Oh, we're playing the Serbians, or we're playing the Brazilians," and it's just like, you 100%. Think you're playing against these different, a whole different country, but no, it's exactly the same game. They might be in a onesie, they might be in a singlet.
The opals, we look good, feel good,
they might have, it's different, I don't know, hair color, whatever.
Yeah. Didn't matter.
But that on the court, it's the same. And so our league does a great job of bringing all those different kinds of basketball together. So,
I agree.
Yeah, I love it.
I agree.
All right, my turn.
Okay.
All right, we're the only head coach GM duo in the league who are former players, whoop whoop, with a staff full of WNBA coaching experience. Why does that matter?
Well, it matters to me, and it matters to you. Because once again, are we the first in doing this? A player, we have to probably research that, but we're the first here right now in Toronto, I think. And that's kind of special because, we're a new team, we're expansion, but we've been in their shoes before.
Yeah.
We know what, you've won championships, I've coached championships, but I've played in, Olympic medals.
Teams,
you kind of know what it takes to win and how you want to do it and how to build it. And we both have, obviously yours is from the GM role now and the head coach. We're very much aligned. We're very collaborative. And I think that's kind of special because our goal is to make sure we give everything for these players so they can go out there and to be the best players they can be. And that really excites me. And obviously to work with someone of your caliber, and
oh my gosh,
that's great for me. And we're going to enjoy this journey and the highs and lows that will come with it, and we'll keep growing and make this a really special place that players actually want to come and play here.
Absolutely. And the only thing I'll add is being a head coach GM duo that's former players, it's like we don't take for granted how hard these players worked to get here, because we know how hard it was to get here. And because of that, everything we do is so intentional.
Yeah.
Like, I hear it every time I talk to you about how much you care about making sure these players' experiences is top notch and that they have what they need. And it's very detailed oriented stuff that we remember needing. And so we want to make sure that these players don't want for anything when they're in our care. And I think over the years you had different coaching styles too, and I always say I know what made me the best one. I think right now in this generation it's all about the relationships, and I think that's some of our strengths. That's it, just getting to know these players, not just more than just basketball players, but as people. And I think we want alignment with these players coming in, and it's going to be a lot of communication there. We're in this together, and
it's going to be fun to continue to grow new relationships, maybe some old relationships that we've had before. But it's a player-first mentality, and we are going to, we're going to just be excited to put the best product on the floor and be the best team off it as well.
Let's go.
Okay. How does playing across 4 different venues across the country change the experience for teams and fans?
Number one, I think, we love the fact that we're playing all over Canada. And I think that changes the experience for fans because we want fans from all over the country. And for them to be able to come and see us in their home cities or travel from close by cities is everything too, especially that next generation, right? Because we all remember our first time in person seeing professional women's basketball and how that imparted on us a dream, an inspiration, a goal. And so in order for us to really impact and invest in that next generation, I think we have to be in person all over the country. Here in Toronto, I just love that we're putting our footprint everywhere.
Yeah.
I love that we have, loyal fans that are going to come see us wherever we are. And so it doesn't matter for me where we play because our home is where we are.
Yeah. No, I love that. And, in the end, we're Canada's team, aren't we?
Facts.
But, our home base is Toronto, so great sporting city, that's for sure, and country.
Yep. And we'll get all the restaurant lists for everybody so that we'll share that whenever we travel. Okay, me?
I believe so.
All right. As a former player, what kind of experience do you want players to have here in Toronto?
Yeah, we've spoken a fair bit about that. We want them to grow as players and as people and being here to enjoy the journey and knowing that they're well taken care of.
Yep.
They've got coaches and GM and staff that really care. I mean, that love and care them. But we'll still hold them accountable because it's all about growing and all of us growing together. This is a players' first, organisation, and we want to make sure that we're helping them to live out all their dreams, and which in turns helps us fulfill our goals as an organisation.
Facts. Love it.
Last question. How are you applying lessons from your own playing days to make the experience world class?
Great question. Oh man, we've been through some times in this league, haven't we? And I'm, younger. You probably have way more stories than me. You stayed in the league longer, and I think I just remember how certain things made me feel. And, it's just like our parents. We want to make sure we do better for the next generation. And not that there was anything wrong. I just think that the league has shifted. Yep. The demographic of our players have shifted and the fans. And so we need to evolve along with that. And like my, dad always says, don't let the grass grow under your feet. You got to evolve and grow with the league. And it's headed in an exciting direction. Yeah. And so, those are kind of the things I feel I just took with me as a player that I know for sure we will do above and beyond in those areas and make sure that we provide a great experience for everyone.
Yep. And she will. You can take my word for it.
Awesome.
Good job.
Fist pump again.